guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really chatty video for you, and if you don't like these videos, you can X out. I'm sorry, I like to talk. I like to share my experiences, share this wisdom. Today I really want to talk about going back to school and taking that year off that I took. I'm so redundant. Just ignore me, please. I made a video maybe a year ago. Yeah, it was actually a year ago. It was around September. And it was talking about feeling lost in life and not knowing exactly where I wanted to go with things and finding my footing in the adult world. And I was talking about a lot of things that upset me, a lot of things that caused me to drop my classes, really take the year off to think about myself, really focus on me, and I want to sit down and talk to you guys about my experience taking a year off or taking time off from school. And I think it's really important because I don't recommend anyone going to college just because they're forced to go. It's an investment. This is your time and your money that you're investing in, and it's not something to be taken lightly. Like I don't recommend someone going just to go. I think you should have a goal at least. Now I'm gonna knock the general questions out of the way. I moved out to Las Vegas last year with my family. It was my own decision. I wanted a fresh start. I didn't really like my life in New Jersey and I just wanted to move on from it. Now I didn't like my life back in New Jersey because I didn't know how to make decisions for myself, which is exactly why I took this year off. I went into college thinking that I would be okay going with a major that my mother and my father and everyone in my family suggested for me. I thought, okay, you know what, they're adults and I trust them and they make money, and you know what, I want to make money one day too. So yeah, let's do something that I'm not happy with. Wrong. Totally wrong. I learned very quickly that it's really important to love what you are doing. It's really important to love your life while you're living it, because if you're not, you lose sight of everything that it is that makes you you. I remember going to classes and just like having this identity crisis, like who the fuck am I? Why am I here? Why am I doing these nursing classes? What am I doing as a nursing major? Am I really passionate about this? And everything, it just felt extremely wrong. Everything felt extremely wrong. I took the year off against my parents' will. Tuition out here in Nevada was going to be expensive regardless. They wanted me to take out a loan, but I was going to be the one paying it. They didn't want me to lose the time, but I said no. I was very firm. I said no, I want to take the time off. I dropped all my classes in UNLV. I changed my major to communications, and I decided right then and there that it would be a full year of completely creating a new me. Now, I can definitely say without a doubt that it was the best decision of my life. If I hadn't done this, I would be extremely lost in what I was doing. I'd be lost in life. I would have no confidence and I feel like I wouldn't have my identity. It was really important for me to feel good about myself and not disappoint my parents, of course, and it was a hard decision because I did feel like I was disappointing my parents, but I also learned that you can't please the adults in your life, even though they are the adults in your life who have brought you up and, you know, who have raised you. And I know that within my culture, the Filipino culture, it's really important to stay, you know, close to the family and respect their wishes, and I 100% like I love that about my culture, but I also do believe in chasing your own dreams no matter how ludicrous or no matter how outrageous they seem, because we only have one life, and I feel like that's a gigantic waste. Like, you know, like you are being given this chance to have the life that you want. Why would you go the easy way out and just, you know, walk the path that everyone's paved for you? Why not create your own? And I learned that this past year. I learned so many things, and that's why I think that if you ever feel like you are lost or you're not where you're supposed to be, I feel like it's really important. It's really important to just stop and think and make a plan and figure yourself out. I don't regret the decision at all. It was really essential, and if I hadn't done this, I wouldn't be who I am today, and I wouldn't have fallen in love with a gym, and I wouldn't have fallen in love with makeup, and I wouldn't have fallen in love with connecting with people and there's just so many things that I found out about myself within a year, and I feel like if everyone just took the time, like 365 days to, you know, stop listening to what everyone is telling them to do and just really focus on what your heart is telling you to do, it will tell you so much about yourself, and it will give you so much more confidence in who you are, your decision making, all those things that as a young adult you're searching for, you know? I'm not gonna lie, it was a really, really tough decision, and there are a lot of factors that went into it, you know, my number one being my parents, and I'm sure that that's what everyone's concern is if you're watching a video, like how will my parents feel? My parents had to respect my decision. I felt like taking a year off was just, like, no one's ever done that in my family, and I was the first one, and I was really scared, and I thought that I was doing harm to my family and to myself, but I really wasn't. And a year later, like, I can say that it hasn't changed anything in my dynamic. If anything, I feel like my parents do respect me more now that I've made that decision for my own, and I've chosen to continue my education on my terms. Now, of course, with every new chapter in your life, it's gonna come with cons, it's gonna come with adversity, it's going to come with new challenges that you haven't dealt with yet because you're starting something new. And me stepping out of my comfort zone and taking myself out of my classes, it was really hard for me because it was taking myself out of community activities, it was taking myself out of, you know, social activities. And I really, even in high school and my first year of college, I loved being around people. I loved having that sense of community. I feel like that is where I thrive the most. It was really hard dealing with that because I felt a new kind of loneliness. Like I've never felt it before. I felt like I was the only person going through this because I was seeing my friends back in Jersey go to college and go to work and having fun with friends, and I was just working, you know? And I mean, I'm very, very thankful for the friends I've made, but at the time I was just very sad, very lonely, and it was really hard to overcome, but eventually I did. Like, I got over it. But going through that also made me stronger as a person. It made me more confident in my decision making, and it made me really look at myself for who I was. So I know that that's like a scary thing for people, to really look at themselves and accept your flaws and say, like, I'm a shitty fucking person, but I'm gonna go from here to here because I want to be better. And I know that because I was that kind of person. I felt like there was nothing wrong with me until I started really looking deep into why I was feeling the way I was feeling and why I was unhappy with my life, why I was lost. And this will all make sense if you watch my last video where I was actually explaining all this while I was feeling it. Because of all of that, I came out stronger, I came out more confident, I came out more myself than I've ever felt in my entire life. And I want anyone who has ever felt lost to feel this, because it's a terrible feeling to feel like you are not doing the right thing in life. It's a really shitty feeling to feel like you're not in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, and it sucks. I really do just recommend that everyone take that time and really, you know, force themselves to be alone and read and write and do things alone and be your own best friend and love yourself and look at your body and look at your face and, you know, like, look at your surroundings and be like, I'm okay with this. I think that's so important. I think that's why I really, really do 100% recommend taking a year off if you feel like you have to. If it saves you money, if it saves you time, if it saves you your sanity, then do it, you know? You don't have to graduate college in 4 years. Like, I know that that's the goal, that's what everyone wants, but life happens and life gets in the way, and people change, and people change by the season. So of course your goals are not going to be the same all throughout your entire adulthood. Like, you are developing as a person, and it's completely understandable if how you feel about one goal changes after a month or so. To cut this video short, I do recommend that you take a year off if you feel like that is the best decision for you. It's really important that you listen to yourself and not your parents, and not, I don't know, not whoever is paying your tuition, I guess. I don't know. I was paying for my tuition, but my mom was helping me, and that's why I was afraid to tell her, because I thought she would cut me off, and I ended up finding another way to pay for it anyway. And it's only because I took that year off that I found another way, so it was a blessing in disguise. But yeah, take the time. Take the time to really think about your future. I mean, you only have one life. You don't want to waste time and money and effort into something that you're half passionate about. Like, it's really, really important that you chase your dreams and you go at it full force. Like, it should be all or nothing if you're devoting that much time and money into something. And that's how I personally feel. That is what I went through. That's how, after a year, I feel like I really, really did a good thing by giving myself time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions for me concerning, the specifics of what I really went through, or something as simple as like the finances of my schooling and all that shit, just leave it down in the comments below. I will get back to you, and you can follow my Instagram. It's Mikaelah Squats. It's a fitness Instagram, sort of, kind of, I don't even know. And that's pretty much it. I will see you guys in my next video.